So as you guys are aware, Square Enix has been taking quite the amount of L's lately. It's been honestly pretty damn terrible to see it go down to a company that I love so much over so many years. But honestly, when you make decisions to work with companies like Sweet Baby Inc., you kind of get what's coming to you, and you do this willingly. And it's sad because they've been convinced that companies like Sweet Baby Inc. are actually necessary, which I don't even think they realize that they have been in charge of some of the most amazing games that have ever come out story-wise. And you mean to tell me you need Sweet Baby Inc. to be a narrative consultant? Yeah, it's ridiculous. But apparently Square Enix is now also changing its stance on another controversial topic, and this one has to do with AI.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
So we have an article here from Game Rant with a headline that reads, Square Enix is changing its stance on generative AI. Now, when they made this stance prior, they were actually pretty damn aggressive about it. They said they were going to be utilizing it for damn near everything, and a lot of people gave them a lot of crap for it, especially after the whole strikes about AI in Hollywood and whatnot, and eventually it coming to gaming or threatening to come to gaming. This thing was huge when it was first announced, and they said, nope, we're going to go with it. We're going to use it for everything, and they ended up using AI for one or two of their games that they ended up releasing, but they got so much backlash over it that it seems like now they're forced to bend the knee and not exactly go down this route. So let's get into this article, guys, from Game Rant. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It says Square Enix CEO shifts the company's stance on AI, with now taking a methodical approach to its usage in creative fields as opposed to an aggressive one. The publisher has faced backlash for the AI-generated content in the game Foam Stars, prompting policy changes and internal examination of AI tools. Kiryu acknowledges the risk involved with AI, planning to keep tabs on public opinion and the potential for IP infringement. Now, I gotta tell you, they have been saying that they're going to change, and this was on a recent the recent investors call that I made a separate video on. They said that they were going to change their outlook from quantity to quality. And I gotta imagine, if their outlook was based on quantity in the beginning, right, it's probably because they were going to think they were going to utilize the powers of AI to speed up the process of development. So they were making that promise about pushing out more content more quickly, and that's because they had AI behind them. Now that they're deciding that they're going to step back from that, and they've gotten too much backlash from that, on top of the whole SBI stuff, which again, an investor actually ended up asking them about SBI and got completely ignored. If you want to see that video, go check it out. It's on the channel. But yeah, they are stepping back from AI, which tells me this is why they're supposedly, anyway, focusing on quality and not quantity. It says Square Enix CEO Takashi Kiryu has made statements regarding the company's stance on generative AI technology, changing its initial stance regarding its usage in creative fields. As opposed to the statement made at the start of the year that suggested aggressive usage, Square Enix will be taking a more methodical and careful approach. This statement was given at a recent shareholders meeting held earlier this month. Now, this is the same meeting that that the person asked about SBI. So I'm glad that all this shit has come out about Square Enix, because I got to tell you, man, Square Enix is on its last leg. As much as I love this company and I love Final Fantasy, Square Enix is genuinely on its last leg. They went from $390 million of operating revenue to $90 million in just 1 year because they decided to get woke and go broke. That's really what it fucking was, man. Because aside from all the woke stuff, Forspoken was a trash game. It really was. And also Marvel's Avengers was a trash game too. Marvel's Avengers is just as trash as the Suicide Squad game is right now. That's how I knew that Suicide Squad was going to be as bad and fail eventually, because we already saw what happened when you do something like that. And that was with Marvel's Avengers. And all they did was do the same exact thing, but change the skin to DC characters. That's not going to change anything. If anything, that probably hurts you in the long run. So they just did two games that just cost them too much money. Way too much money, and they took way too big of a risk, and they ended up failing. That's basically it. And honestly, the risk could have been mitigated a little bit on Forspoken if they just would have went with the ideas that they normally have, right? They wanted to use Forspoken as the means to break into the Western market because they said that they need to focus games on the Western market in order to survive. And what ended up happening, they made a game for the Western market, or what they thought was for the Western market, and they got crucified for it. This is why you do not listen to DEI consultancy firms, because they're going to give you a skewed idea of what people actually want, because DEI consultancy firms do not give them what people actually want. Not en masse anyway. They'll give you what the small little minority that happens to be a loud majority, or at least seemingly anyway, a loud majority online, but they don't actually buy stuff. They don't actually have the numbers in real life to support your game like the normies do. You should have made Forspoken with your typical Asian character. Make Forspoken, do your normal shit, and focus on the storytelling you normally do, but instead, you decided to listen to Black Girl Gamers. Like, what the fuck did you listen to Black Girl Gamers? When the hell did they ever design a video game that was worth note? Why would you listen to them? Like, all they did was make her, Frey, just a completely insufferable character. It wasn't even about the wokeness. It wasn't about the skin color. The character was just simply fully insufferable. It was a bitch. Like, she was a bitch. I'm just saying it. That's just what it is. She was so insufferable that nobody wanted to listen. Nobody found it interesting. People were annoyed playing as her. And the only ones that ever really enjoyed it were the ones who were looking for that kind of stuff in the first place. So what is that? Like, just Black Girl Gamers? That's it? Like, that's the only ones. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you, as Square Enix, you should have made Forspoken a game like you did in the past, right? Just make it with an Asian character, make her beautiful like you guys always do, and tell a good story like you always do without the influence of a consultancy firm. AI, I think, is the last of your worries, to be honest with you. I understand they get a lot of backlash for AI, but for me personally, I really don't care about the AI. That there's so many other things that we need to be tackling other than AI, but I'm glad that Square Enix is at least able to admit when they were wrong and decided to back down from this. It says the use of AI has become a more commonplace and controversial application in many fields, thanks to applications like ChatGPT and Midjourney. While some people have been using it to make certain tasks easier, AI-generated art in other creative fields have been a hotly contested topic, with artists and writers losing job opportunities due to the companies adopting said technology. Many creatives have also spoken out against AI-generated creations due to either the produced results from prompts being soulless or how AI-related tools open up a host of copyright concerns. Fans have criticized companies like Wizards of the Coast over its stance of adopting AI. While Square Enix was originally one company that was looking to use AI aggressively, it appears the company is walking back on that stance. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen some of the art that has come out recently from Wizards of the Coast, but you can absolutely tell that they're using AI, and I gotta be honest with you, that is sad as shit. The fact that they are okay with people even realizing that they're using AI art, that's just so lazy. I mean, as a company that used to make, and still does for the most part, make amazing art, something that people love to collect, as woke as fuck as they are now, it doesn't matter. Like, their artwork usually was pretty damn good. The fact that this company has now decided to go the lazy route and say, yep, we're going to be using AI, we're totally cool with you guys knowing that, is so sad. Like, what happened? What happened to caring about the art? Like, what happened to having a passion about the art? What happened to that? Like, why are you okay with giving that away just for quantity? I mean, at this point, it's very clear that the people running Wizard of the Coast only care about the quantity. They don't care about the quality, and they're focused on the woke shit anyway. So the more stuff that they can get out there that has all their DEI stuff, the happier they're going to be. But I don't think Square Enix is that far gone yet, at least mentally anyway. Financially, they might be. But mentally, I think that if they can turn this around, they might be able to bring out a nice, like, banger of a game. And don't get it twisted. This is the same company, like Squaresoft, for example, that almost died multiple times, and then they ended up coming out with their last final game that saves the company and keeps them going for years on end. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.